Hey everyone, welcome, and we are glad you are here at Miss Lillian's Paint University. I'm Renee, and I'm going to be talking to you a little bit today about Miss Lillian's no wax chalk paint. And whenever you get your paint delivered, this is how it's going to come. She packages her paint very well. You're going to have ziploc bags, and we'll take those off, but I don't discard those, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. And then you will have bubble wrap wrapped around it. Okay, and whenever you get ready to use your paint and you want to shake it, you'll be able to hear a glass bead on the inside, and that helps to stir your paint up before you open it. And for your first time use, you want to take the lid off, and then I will use a popsicle stick. And what I do is I take and I push it down right here on that, just inside the lid, and I will push it and I'll go around, and it breaks that seal. And whenever I get to almost where I started again, then I will take and push it up under, and then I'll lift it up and I discard this. Now whenever I get ready to paint, I'm going to pour paint in a paper plate, because you don't want to be dipping your brush into this jar and the possibility of contamination. And besides, you want to put your lid back on so that your paint doesn't dry out. So what we do is I use baby wipes, and I will take them once I pour my paint, and I'll wipe the lid really well. Then I will take that Ziploc bag and I'll slide it over the lid, and see how easy that just goes on. Now whenever you get ready to use it again, make sure that you take the lid off, remove your Ziploc bag, put your lid back on, and shake it again. And you may need to take a paint stir stick as well and stir it just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to move my camera, and I'm going to show you how we apply Miss Lillian's no wax chalk paint. So we'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I have this piece ready to paint, and I have already poured my paint here. I have already taken a baby wipe, as I did, and I cleaned off the lid, put my plastic Ziploc bag on, put my lid on so that my paint won't get contaminated and it won't dry out. We usually apply Miss Lillian's no wax chalk paint with the chip brushes. One reason is because less is more. You don't have to just saturate your brush with paint, and also because you want thin layers. The self-leveling properties are totally awesome. As you can see, I am not loading this brush down. And even with a chip brush, the self-leveling is just unbelievable. And as you can see, I am not using that much paint. And you can tell that this is a piece of wood that has been prepped, and it was prevention was applied, but you can go back, and that is a different tutorial and a demonstration that was done earlier. And there you go. That is one coat, and you can already see that it is self-leveling. So we would let this completely dry in between coats. It dries really fast, and if you are going to put on a second coat, then you need to make sure that it is completely dry before you do. And of course that will depend on the weather conditions with your humidity and everything. So we're going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and put on another coat. Okay, our first coat is dry, and I want to show y'all that although this was applied with a chip brush, that you really don't have any brush marks, and that goes to the self-leveling properties of Miss Lillian's no wax chalk paint. And this is the color. I'm not sure I told y'all what color I was using, so this is Sage Advice, very popular color. It's a beautiful green. And Miss Lillian's no wax chalk paint, it's a creamy water-based chalk style paint, and it also is zero VOC. and it has self-leveling properties, and that is why we do like using the chip brush to apply, because for several reasons. It's quicker dry time, and something that we like to implement, the fact that less is more when applying Miss Lillian's No Wax chalk paint. It also has a built-in sealer, which means you don't ever have to wax it. So this is one coat. As you can see, again, I am not putting much paint on my brush. And the tape, I do that so that if I have a student or a client or a customer that wants to see the different steps and how much coverage you get, well, this is a great way to show that. Okay. And you always want to make sure that you allow plenty of dry time in between coats. Although it is a quick drying product, that is also going to depend on your weather conditions, such as your humidity and stuff like that. But for any further assistance on all instructions on how to apply Miss Lillian's No Wax chalk paint products, you can visit her site at www.misslillianpaint.net. Y'all enjoy, and we appreciate y'all stopping in, and we will continue and see y'all later.